Okay. Right. Next. All right. Welcome back, everybody, to the Third Generation Wrestling Podcast. 3GW in the building. DaReaL Big E. Rob the Ambassador. And good brother Blake inside Maine. What's happening, y'all? Good brother. It's good to see you, man. And how's life treating you?
Everything is great, man. Had a great Thanksgiving. Looking forward to a great Christmas. And happy to be back on the show. How about you guys?
Ambassador?
I'm good, man. We had a good Thanksgiving, ate way too much, drank way too much, but that's what you're supposed to do. And I love this time of year, man. The holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas, my time of year. I love it.
How did it go at the I'm losing the terminology.
The clubhouse?
Clubhouse, yeah.
Man, it was a nice setting. I mean, it was all theater seats, a big ass screen, damn near as big as a movie screen. We watched football all day in there and had food, and yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. Wish I could.
Nice.
We'll have to make the journey next year and do it again.
Yeah, man, because it's a nice setting. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah. All right. I'm surprised. I'm glad though. I was worried yesterday. I got my booster finally, and I got my flu shot. I get the flu shot every year. I was like, man, I hope I don't get sick because I got them both at the same time, in the same arm. All I really got was, my arm is still sore, and I was just sleepy. But other than that, I was fine. Not sick at all. So
yeah. I've got my flu shot. I don't get one every year, but I got one this year. I have not gotten the new COVID shot, but I'm going to get that sometime this week.
Yeah. Me and my oldest, we went and got it. He knocked out too. And kids, they play video games nonstop. He fell asleep playing the damn game, controller in hand.
Okay, that means he was really tired.
Nah, he got the shot too, so it put him out. So, but Survivor Series, War Games, Boston TD Garden. I liked a lot of things they did with the show. I'm really getting tired of Peacock, the cock, as the book would call it, because I started from the beginning, and then it just decided to jump ahead and go to the live feed without me knowing, because I don't know what I missed. And before I knew it, the main event was coming on. Like, wait a minute, I missed 2 matches. So I'm gonna rely on you two to go ahead and grade those. But I like that they brought back. I cannot think of her name. They brought back the NXT announcer to do War Games. That was nice, a nice touch. And there was something else. I can't remember at the moment, but yeah, definitely better than just doing the regular 5-on-5 BS. This definitely was a upgrade, and I liked how they started the show. That's what I was gonna say, with Michael Cole and Corey Graves standing next to the War Games cage, like emphasizing that this is what this night is about, and just giving WWE a different aesthetic when they start the show instead of just panning to them at the table all the time. Make it feel like a sporting event. So, kicked off with the women's War Games match, which I figured they would. Damage Control, Bailey, Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Rhea Ripley, and Nikki Cross versus Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Mia Yim, and Big Time Becky Lynch making a return. So Bianca and Dakota Kai started the match. I did notice something right off the bat. When it was just those two. There was something going on in the corner. Somebody somebody's timing was off, and they had to kind of call it right there on the fly. You could tell. But they recovered. And the match went on. I actually really had a good time with this match. I thought that the right people came in at the right time. MVP goes to Nikki Cross. She stole this match. She was all over the place. Normally we would say Io Sky, hands down, who it's tough because she's already done that moonsault. She does the moonsault top of the cage. Seems like every single time she's in the War Games match. So I thought she was great. I did like Rhea Ripley in the match as well. Asuka playing a role, spitting the green mist in her eyes. And then Becky Lynch at the end. I did not expect her to take that much of a risk, but going off the top of the cage and putting who did she put through the table?
Well, it was
Hoda.
both Kai and Sky, I believe, wasn't it?
Okay.
It was
Yeah.
Damage Control tag team.
Yeah. And got the win. Man, they gave the crowd what they wanted. They gave them weapons. They gave them chairs, tables, garbage cans, ladder. These women tore it up. I had a blast. There was, like I said, there's a couple of missteps in the match, but I still give them high marks and just am impressed with how far along the women have come and how much Triple H gives his trust for them to do what they're going to do. And yeah, babyfaces won in this match. So I believe it or not, I gave this superb. I thought it was great. I thought it was up there with some of the War Games matches, some of the one we all three of us went to see. It was up there with that. Definitely very entertaining match. Crowd was into it. And like I said, Nikki Cross, Rob, you were right. You were dead on. She needed to get back to this character a long time ago. And it's long overdue. And she's in a much better place now. So yeah, superb for me. Rob, what'd you think?
Man, I really enjoyed it like you did. I couldn't go quite superb, but I did go a very high pay-per-view worthy. I've said this a million times, to me, there's just a big difference between something that's pay-per-view worthy and then you a big leap to superb. And that's where I kind of missed the letter grades because you can go plus, minus, and I would have done that in this case. But yeah, pay-per-view worthy to me doesn't do it justice, but for me, superb would be too much. So I'll just say high pay-per-view worthy, but it was great. Like you, I was a little nervous when it started with just Bianca and Dakota Kai. But as the women came in, like you said, I like the sequencing. I thought it was good that Becky came in last. I love what they're doing with Nikki Cross. She climbed to the top of the cage,
sitting up there laughing.
Yeah, man. And I just really enjoyed that. And then, of course, we've seen Io do that moonsault, but to me, it's still impressive whenever she does it. And I just thought, man, these women just really put on a great show. You want to start hot? This match definitely did that. And I went high pay-per-view worthy on this one. Almost superb, just not quite.
Okay.
I went pay-per-view worthy. I mean, it was a great match. There's nothing wrong with it. I saw the spot you were talking about in the beginning, in the corner. You can actually hear Bianca and Dakota talking to each other, trying to adjust whatever was missed. And Dakota, I mean, I'm not a big, I told you guys in the group chat, I'm not a big Dakota Kai fan, but she does do well in War Games matches, and she did well tonight. Everybody, all the ladies did. Mm-hmm. I went pay-per-view worthy. I can't go superb because it wasn't as good as the one we saw live in Chicago. So that is like superb. That was actually probably it's the classic.
It's
the
classic.
On that one.
But for this one, I will go pay-per-view. I mean, highly entertaining match. No complaints with it.
Okay.
And Big E, we almost but did not see a Tower of Doom spot.
Yes.
So you should be happy about that.
I am. But
I thought about you when they set it up. I'm like, oh, he got
Yep, I did too.
Man, I would
have.
Oh man, I would have fell out my chair.
Well, they probably watched the show. They're like, okay, we are doing this too much. Maybe let's break this up this time.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. Okay. So I'm guessing, like I said, I missed two, that Finn Balor and AJ Styles was next.
Yes,
that was the second match.
I know this has been brewing for a while. Finn trying to get AJ to join Judgment Day, and we got the return of the OC, and then Mia Yim returned to join the OC. So I was curious how this was going to go. I just had no idea who was going. I mean, I picked Balor to win, but gonna throw to Rob and let him go ahead and tell us about the match. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, well, I'm not as good as you as recapping the match, but I thought it was a match to the level that we would expect of these two. They have history going all the way back to Japan. They worked well together. And I thought the build up to this match was good. And I thought this match lived up to that build up. I mean, I was entertained by this match all the way through. I really liked it. This is another case where I thought it was a great match, but couldn't quite go superb. But I went very high pay-per-view worthy on it. I really, really enjoyed it. I picked Finn to win. So for me, it was kind of a surprise ending to see AJ get the win. But I was glad to see AJ get back to winning a high-profile singles match. I think it's long overdue. I'm glad to see it, but I do not think we've seen the last of these two wrestling one another.
Probably not. No.
So Finn came in with some weird mask I hadn't seen before. And I was like, okay.
Was it another BDSM mask?
No, it looked just like a black marble. That's the way I can. You just gotta see it. But then AJ came in with his New Japan Pro Wrestling mask on, and I popped for that because I just recognized it. I'm like, oh man. So I'm like, but the thing that bothered me was that when Finn came out, Priest and Dominic Mysterio came out with him. Like, oh, here come the shenanigans already. Then AJ had the OC with him. So eventually, they of course they got involved just a little bit, but then they all went away. They had just a good one-on-one match. Finn actually tried to hit the Styles Clash on AJ. Don't avail. I mean, AJ hit a nice 450. Like Rob said, this is the kind of match you would expect from them. When you got a match with these caliber of pro wrestlers, it's easy to have the expectations up to here and they get disappointed. We've all seen it happen. But for this one, this is not disappoint. I'm gonna go low superb. I really enjoy this match. This will be one I watch tomorrow. This is definitely go back and watch.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go watch it. Either tonight or tomorrow. Shout out to Marlo from the Buzzing with Marlo podcast in the chat.
What's up, Marlo?
What's going on, man? All right.
Put your thoughts in the comments.
Yes. Let us know what you thought of Survivor Series tonight. So I guess only one other match could be next, and that's Ronda Rousey versus Shotzi.
Yeah.
And I know, Blake, you're just such a huge Ronda Rousey fan. So I'm gonna let you take it over, sir.
This was would be nice. I'm gonna go TV quality. I think I'm being a little nice. I can't really say that anything was just egregious in the match, but there's no way in hell Shotzi Blackheart is beating Ronda Rousey for the title. None. I could see Liv with the momentum that she had at that point. I could possibly buy that. I could buy Raquel maybe. Like, okay, maybe she's the one. But Shotzi, come on. She's just getting featured back. Well, she just got her tape back a month ago. She's just getting featured back on SmackDown. There's just no way. I don't even think she should have won that Fatal 4-Way or Gauntlet, whatever she won to get. To me, she just wasn't the right choice. I don't dislike her, but to give her this spot, I don't think she's ready. I don't think she. And the match to me, it was just low. Shayna Baszler was there somewhat getting involved. Well, she was. This just wasn't enough in the match. It was a low spot in the pay-per-view. So I'm going low TV quality. I probably should go middle of the road, but I bring the Ronda Rousey hate on this podcast like no other. So I don't want to be like that. I'm in a good mood tonight, so let's go TV quality.
Okay. Well, shit, I will bring the middle of the road because that's how I felt about the match.
He gonna drive down the road.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this match did not do it. And I love Shotzi Blackheart, and I like Ronda. But no, Shotzi didn't deserve this opportunity. And there's no way I thought she even had a remote chance to win this match, even if it was just her against Ronda. But then with the added, with Shayna on the outside, of course she's not going to win.
Right.
The match was just boring. There was no investment in the match because I knew Shotzi wouldn't win. And these two just did not work well together. I was bored. And this following AJ and Finn and the women's War Games match, both of which were solid matches. Man, this one this for me was the worst match on the card. I don't want to say I hated it, but I definitely did not like it. So yeah, middle of the road.
Well, can I say
some bullshit? Could have easily been some bullshit. But
damn.
Like Good Brother said, I'm being nice. Like in the middle of the road because it did not work for me at all.
Oh shit!
Can I say?
Yeah, go ahead.
It wasn't a good match. Why I say TV quality? Because I could definitely see this on Friday Night SmackDown. I'm like, okay, that's fine. I could tolerate it on SmackDown. That's why I went low TV quality, but not the main event of SmackDown. But in the 8 o'clock hour, sure, right. I would have took this 15-minute match, sure.
But see, that's a problem. See, I feel like if a pay-per-view match can't even main event a TV show,
this should not have main evented SmackDown. No, I would have rather seen Bray Wyatt argue with Uncle Howdy or Sammy or something like that. Obviously, I would have rather seen something like that. But this didn't do it. This definitely didn't do it for me. It sounds like it didn't do it for you either, Rob.
Not even close.
Is Bray Wyatt ever going to wrestle? Anyway.
I thought that was going to happen tonight. I thought they would do him in LA Knight, but apparently we don't get nice things. I don't know.
Yeah. You hit on something, Blake, and I think that would have made more sense. Even if nobody believes she would win, I think she would have at least added like a layer of difficulty for Ronda if she did Raquel. Because Raquel is so tall and strong, and Ronda hasn't had a strong, dominant opponent since maybe Nia, but Raquel will be a better opponent because she's leaner and more agile, but she still has the strength and the size advantage. So maybe you wouldn't see her going over, but you would say she could give you some go because you have to it's something to overcome. The size. It's just like when Bobby faces Omos, you pretty much know Bobby's going to win, but it's something to overcome, something like that. But with Shotzi, it's just like she doesn't really have an idea. I mean, yes, she got the tank and everything, but I still feel like she doesn't have an identity. Like I don't know what to tie her to. Like with, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree. And like I said, I like Shotzi, but there's just something missing. And Raquel, now, she was selling an arm injury. I think was that from the 4-way? Did she take some like a stomp from Shayna or something?
I think it was a backstage fight. I think they beat her up in the back last week or so. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I've been sleeping on my pip and I haven't not been doing my job. Ain't nobody say nothing. Okay.
What do you mean?
I ain't been changing the tape.
Oh, well, you had Survivor Series in the back. I thought that's just what you were going with tonight.
Right.
All right. So a match I actually got to see. Triple threat match for the United States Championship. Seth Rollins versus Bobby Lashley versus Austin Theory. Good God Almighty. Show stealer alert for me. This was freaking awesome. This was, oh man, you talking about hard work. These guys, this felt like an NXT match to me. I don't know about y'all. This was yes, golf clap. I was impressed with everybody in this match. Everybody got something in. So much was accomplished. You made Bobby look strong. You made Seth coming out in the crowd just orchestrating with the man, and everybody absolutely hating Austin Theory, but Austin Theory showing that he has matured in the ring and he has matured with his character, and that maybe, yeah, maybe dropping that briefcase was the best thing for him. Man, I was hoping, I'm jumping ahead, and I'll go back, but I was really hoping that Seth was going to do a double stomp when they were both down on all fours. I was like, oh, double stomp, but he just used Theory to propel him to stomp Bobby, which probably was a good idea because you need a little extra oomph on Bobby. When did Bobby get the scar on his chest?
He came out to Raw with that like a week or two ago, and I didn't see it live, but everyone's on the internet like, "What's that?" It looks like a burn almost. It looks bad, but he's had it for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah,
I mean,
he has. I don't know how it happened. I don't know if it happened during a match on Raw, but yeah, he's like good brother said, 2 or 3
it looks
weeks
bad.
that scar. It does.
Yeah.
So whenever it happened, I mean, maybe that's why he was, because you remember there was a couple weeks where he wasn't wrestling on Raw. Maybe that was why, but I don't know. Maybe it happened at a house show and like a deep laceration. It looks like a deep laceration.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you this. Speaking of that, jumping back to the AJ and Finn, when you do watch that match, AJ's chest is just beat red from Finn giving him some nice chops, and Finn's lower back is beat red. They laid some shots in when you go back and watch that match. So
I'm definitely gonna go back and watch that because I love me some AJ. This man, there was so many times where I thought it was gonna be Bobby, and then I thought it was gonna be Seth, and I thought it was gonna be Bobby, and then I guess this gets to the ending, Rollins goes for the superplex to the Falcon Arrow, and Bobby hits the spear on Rollins, and Theory just falls on Rollins and gets the pin in the win. The crowd just jaws mine too on the floor. I was just like,
Mine too.
What? after all that, but I didn't hate the ending. I just thought it was just like he snuck one in, and again, I thought this was superb. This was great. This stole the show to me. I did not expect this to be as good as it was. I thought it would be good. This was great. This is fantastic. I would encourage anybody to go back and watch this match. This was phenomenal. No pun intended, but yes, it was great. Rob, go ahead.
Superb from me. Enjoyed this match. I had a feeling these three could work well together. We know Seth can go, and Theory has shown what he can do. So is Bobby. But man, this by far exceeded the expectations I had for this match. I had picked Seth to retain. I thought they would give him a little longer run. He's so over the crowd. You talked about the audience response, but you know what? I'm not mad about it because we've talked in the past about building new stars, and obviously they think they have a star in Theory. And I thought after losing that briefcase, I was worried they would kind of let him fall into the background. But no, obviously they believe in the kid because here he is once again, the U.S. heavyweight champion after defeating both Bobby and Seth, man. So I'm disappointed Seth lost, but I'm glad to see that they believe in Theory, and they're Austin Theory, I think they're calling him now, which I also like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you got his first name back. Him and Matt Riddle.
Yeah, so I'm glad to see that that they still believe in him. That's superb. The match was superb, no doubt.
They believe in Austin Theory, and I believe in Austin Theory. I am an Austin Theory fan, and I know Marlo is too because I saw that show. So when he lost the briefcase, I was very disappointed. Then you get on the internet, everyone's like, they're burying him, and I thought to myself, I'm like, why would Triple H bury this kid? He is okay. He was a Vince McMahon project, sure. So he could say, okay, this is your guy. This ain't the guy. I could see that. But I'm like, Austin Theory he was the Evolve champion on the Indies, which was owned by WWE. He came to NXT. He was a Triple H acquisition to NXT. It's not like this kid just fell here out of the sky. Triple H wanted him there. All right. He made it to the main roster relatively quick. He was good in the way with Johnny Gargano with all the comedic stuff. The kid can wrestle. The kid can work the microphone. I like him. I think he's supremely talented. I was scared when he dropped that briefcase, but I'm like, you know what? I think they have a plan for him. And I like this new, aggressive Austin Theory. No more of this cell phone crap. No more of this foolishness. He's beating people. He has a new attitude. I like it. I predicted him to win the match. I wasn't confident, but I predicted him to win the match.
You did. You did.
I'll
give you that.
And I wasn't confident, but I predicted him to win, and he did. I'm hoping for big things for him. I did want him to hang on to the briefcase. I just don't know. I mean, it's not just him. Who's going to cash in on Roman right now?
Exactly.
Who?
He
cashing on
he
Roman
even
right
said it in his promos, like, ain't
did.
nobody cashing in on that, man.
He did. And he said in the promo that I like that they clean it up. I tried. Brock Lesnar beat me up. I tried again. Tyson Fury punched me in the head.
Right.
I like what they're doing. They're not taking a crap on this character. And I knew it, but like, we know what, the next week he was back out on Raw. He's facing the Heat. He's being featured on television after the fact. I'm like, they're not giving up on him. They're not giving up on him. And I'm glad they didn't. If I didn't say it, this match was superb. My second one of the night. This is a great match. Like you said, Big E, this is definitely a go back and watch.
This is candidate for, one of the matches of the year to me.
This was good. I like that
really
ending. The suplex with the spear, then Theory kind of just lays on him, and that's good stuff.
But
that's
the way it was done, it just looked so clean.
Yeah,
it was just perfect.
And Theory's like, I'm just on top. I'm so tired. I can't really pin him. I'm just gonna lay here. Executed perfectly. That's how you do a triple threat.
And Bobby's facials afterwards, like, he fucking
kicked me. Yep. Seth Space too. Space too. Same thing. Good stuff, man.
Yeah. All right. Only got one left. That's the main event. Got them brawling brutes taking on that bloodline. Sheamus, Rob's favorite Butch, Kevin Owens, Drew McIntyre, and Ridge Holland versus Roman, Jay, Jimmy, Sammy, and Solo. Let's go back to one of the most intense backstage segments I've seen in quite some time. Roman Reigns has he just when you think he can't get this character any deeper, he just does. Brings in Sami Zayn to the locker and says, "Hey, what was all that stuff about with you and Kevin?" It's like, okay. So, doing the whole, if you're not with us, you're against us type thing. But what got me was the way he stared Sammy down and didn't even blink. It's like, that's intense. And he's not flinching. Neither one of them flinched. That was awesome. And Paul in the background just sitting there stoic. I mean, that was great. That was very well done. Adds to the storyline of the match. And the storytelling in this match made it all the better. I think that was the best part of the match for me. All the stunts and stuff. I mean, to me, this didn't have that many spots to me. This was more to me a storytelling War Games match with Sammy, especially. I like that. So Jay and Butch started the match. Jimmy was getting ready to come in and help his brother, and Roman stopped him. Said, Sammy, you go.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just like, wow. Not only because I wasn't even thinking about it, but it was like he just, establishing that no. Y'all don't get to pick me, I'll go. I tell y'all when to go. And I'm gonna make y'all two work together since y'all just can't get along. Y'all gonna have to figure it out here in this War Games match. If there's no other time, the time is now. And of course, Sammy goes in, Jay don't want his help per usual. And he's like, hey, watch yourself. But
Jay is such a dick.
he's trying to help you. He actually is. the ring fills up and we get the match going. Roman obviously comes in last. Kevin Owens, I gotta say, I don't at that time he had away, you could tell what he was doing. He was lifting weights. That dude it looked less than the leanest I've ever seen him. And not like he lost weight, but he just looked like he just transitioned and tightened up, and you could tell he's putting on some muscle. So kudos to him. And the only one dressed for a street fight, like he should be. I guess for me, like I said, Nikki Cross kind of stole the first one. Sami Zayn stole this one because at every corner, every time he looked up, he was saving a Uso, he was saving Jimmy, he was saving Jay. I mean, the story of the match is where everybody's gonna remember is him stopping that 3 count on Roman when KO hit that stunner, and then hitting the low blow, the Luva kick. And I thought this was just like, what better way to show Jay, hey, I am really loyal to y'all, and then to sacrifice his best friend and say, take him, and hits that splash and gets the win. And at that point, I was just kind of like, okay, Jay, come on now, Jay, come on, man, come on, you gotta let it go, brother, you gotta let it go. And he did. He embraced him, and it paid it off. You know, all these months of them going back and forth, they paid it off with this. However, the match, as far as like being a War Games match, I just didn't quite feel that it lived up to that. So I gotta give it pay-per-view worthy because you know it was still good, but I thought the women did better. I thought the women took way more risks, and I thought they put on a better match. I thought the triple threat match was better than this, but you can't deny the storytelling in the match was well done, well executed, and Roman didn't do much of anything, and neither did Drew, as far as I'm concerned. So, pay-per-view worthy for me. Blake, what'd you think?
I'll go on high pay-per-view worthy. I love the story. I love the storytelling in the match. But for me, like you're saying, like a War Games match, the violence wasn't there. The violence wasn't there. And we've seen a War Games match, a very violent War Games match live. I mean, how many tables did Kyle O'Reilly go through that night? 4.
Tommaso Ciampa dropped Adam Cole off the top of the cage. I mean,
so we've seen some real violence in a War Games match, and this was not it. But the storytelling was great, and the women might have the edge. Shoot, the women are more violent than this. I mean, they beat the hell out of each other. But I will go high pay-per-view worthy because of the storytelling, because of the end. Sammy being so conflicted and choosing the bloodline over his. And I don't know. I mean, let's be honest. Sammy and KO have fought so many damn times. I don't know what's the big deal.
Right. It's a little hard to say. Yeah.
This is his best friend. Well, so what? They had turned on each other so many times.
Right.
They've been fighting in NXT. They've been fighting for years. They were fighting on the independents if you really want to go back. But okay.
But it's kind of like, you know, you got brothers and sisters you fight with, but at the end of the day, you're going to look out for them.
And this time he didn't. So, yeah, the story is there. I love the story. High pay-per-view worthy. I love the ending. Love the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay-per-view worthy for me, just on the match. If we were grading the storyline, that would be superb. You know, we were doing, Big E, you broached the subject in the group chat this week about, you know, significant wrestlers besides Roman. And we talked about some other ones like Seth and Rhea. And I mentioned Sammy because I think the work he's doing on SmackDown, he is the center of this whole storyline, which to me is the most interesting storyline in wrestling right now. And Sammy is right at the center of it. He provides intrigue. He provides the laughter, the whole Usi thing that has caught on so big time. That Sami Zayn just improvising, just riffing right there in the middle of the ring. I don't know if you guys have watched closely at SmackDown. He has Jay breaking characters. Sometimes
I was about to say that. Like, shaking up backstage.
He is so great at what he is doing right now. And then for that storyline to kind of culminate in this match, I thought this might actually be the match where maybe Jay kind of falls out of favor with the bloodline, or where maybe they just say, okay, Sammy, we don't need you anymore. But you know what? Credit to Sammy and to the storyline. People are really digging it. And so finally, after all these weeks, we see Sammy get over, truly prove himself to the bloodline to the point where even Jay believes in him now. You know, I mean, that's just crazy. But that was the best part of this match, was the story. The match itself, like you said, it lacked some of the violence you would expect from a War Games match, especially, you know, the brawling brutes. I mean, you know, we know what these guys can do. And
I mean, there was a table spot. There was a, you know, cage. They used the cage and all that, but it wasn't. The women did better.
They did. They absolutely did. And if it wasn't for the interesting storyline, this might have fell to TV quality for me, because, you know, you could put this match on TV. You know, I've seen more violent matches on TV than I saw, you know, in that main event. But the story is what made it so pay-per-view worthy for me. I was entertained, but by the story more than the match.
So the last thing I want to ask, because I'm using these big time matches, you got all these mega stars, and they're pushing Roman to the moon. Was anybody shocked that he didn't get the final fall? Like, I mean, it makes sense for the story with Sammy and Jay, for, you know, that's huge for Jay to get the win. It is, really is. But you're the big dog, head of the table, tribal chief, undisputed universal champion, and you're hanging back, breathing heavy, looking out of shape. I just was like, yeah, it's cool. That works for the story, but you the big dog, you the guy, and you didn't even get. If that was Brock Lesnar, I guarantee he would have got the fall.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's just because that's what I think. Brock demands all that stuff. I mean, I think Brock gets, you know, this whole invincible thing they have going with him. I'm just kind of getting sick of it. You're old. You're older now. You should kind of.
Bobby whooped that ass. Okay, he beat Bobby on a fluke. Bobby whooped that ass.
But he whooped that ass and still lost, and Brock still walks away with the win, which tells you right there.
And then he whooped his ass after he lost.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you know, so that's what I'm talking about. I'm just kind of getting sick of that. I think Brock, he's at the point in his career where he should be trying to get other wrestlers over. But anyway, you were making the point about Roman. I kind of see that point, but we've talked about the storyline, and I think they just went with the ending they thought would advance the storyline. So that's my only explanation.
I want to say, shout out to Pete Dunne. Shout out to Butch. If you guys go back and watch this, Butch got his ass beat this entire match. I was trying to count how many times he got thrown into the cell. I'm like, man, Butch took a beating in this.
He started off well. He was doing the finger manipulation with Jay in the cage and everything, which was I hate. So, and
as soon as Sammy came in, it was all downhill for poor Butch. All he could do was a couple saves. That's Butch got his ass beat. Now, I don't know about you guys, but every time I see Drew McIntyre, I'm just like, Drew McIntyre just has not been doing it for me for about the past year.
Drew McIntyre is stale bread.
Yeah, okay. It ain't just me then. It ain't just me.
It's just he's boring. He's not edgy. He looks like a heel to me. He's always like a heel.
To me, they might need to do that to give him a reboot or something to, you know, refresh him. You just said he was stale, to refresh him again or something, because he has gotten boring. The character just isn't interesting anymore. And look, obviously the dude is in shape. I do think he can engage a crowd, and I do think he can put on a good match. So you have something in him, but what you're doing right now isn't working. So maybe a heel turn
or just a break.
Yeah, something.
Because he's been on TV nonstop since he beat Brock at Mania. I mean, just go away for a little while. Let us miss you, and come back with a big time story. Because they don't have anything for him. I mean, the whole cross thing is done. And
God, at least I hope so.
Yeah, please. He lost at Clash of the Castle, thank God.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing for him to really do. I mean, just I guess they need him for the Rumble, so he can't go away yet. But
well, after that, he needs to go.
Well, then they probably gonna they gotta sell out SoFi 2 nights in a row, so they're gonna need him for something.
He's not gonna.
Yeah,
put it
I don't
on.
think he's going to make or break that.
No,
I think
no.
I think whatever the main event. Look, if Cody is back, and look, I don't know if The Rock plans on being in the main event, but if not, you still have Cody if he's healthy, and that's
your main event.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'd be shocked. Rock he's shooting a movie as we speak. He's got the XFL. That's around the same time as WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I can't see him having time to promote a match and like you can't do what he did with John Cena with Roman. Like, remember he would do video or satellite calls with Cena sometimes. Can't do that. I mean, you got to get in Roman's face and say, "Oh, you the tribal chief, huh?"
Yeah.
Really? And that's all he really would have to say. And just look at the crowd, and the crowd start chanting Rocky. He would just say, "Know your role," and shut your mouth, rock bottom his ass, and walk off. That's all he would have to do. He wouldn't have to cut no long ass promo. That's it. But the thing about it is, I think Rock has a desire to do it. If I was to just based on who he is and what he said in interviews, just doesn't have the time. Even Triple H said it's like it's not really a do we want to do it? Does the guy have time? He's so in demand.
Yeah.
The most in demand person in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Even though all his movies are
pretty bad. I haven't seen Black Adam, but the last 10 movies he made before that. But that's what I heard. So
it wasn't bad. It's just not anything you haven't seen before.
Yeah, well,
that's what I would say about all his movies. It's like they're actually not bad. It's just nothing I've never seen before.
He's made a couple stickers.
Oh, he's made bad movies. I'm not saying he's never made bad movies.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying majority of his movies are okay to good, but it's like he didn't do anything groundbreaking really. The most interesting movie he made to me was Fast Five, outside of the football movie he did, Gridiron Gang. Outside Gridiron Gang, I thought Fast Five was really intriguing because you had him and Vin Diesel fighting, and that was the first time in a long time you had two action heroes going at it, and it felt like a Arnold versus Sylvester type thing. Like that's what it felt like. But ever since then, it's just been, now he has that clause in his movies where he can't lose a fight, and it's just like that's dumb.
Yeah, that is.
You're not teaching, like, if kids look up to you, you're not teaching them to overcome anything. That's my take on it. But
okay, actually, what made you guys pick the Brawling Brutes to win?
I thought that I thought there would be so much just discombobulation that there would be some distraction and some dissension that they would pull off a distraction type win, not a decisive, so to speak. But I just thought the Brawling Brutes would pick up and it would add a, we always talk about a chink in the armor. Give some intrigue and let Roman come out instead of bragging every time he shows up on SmackDown about how they won. Let him be pissed off that they lost. So that's why I picked them.
Same reason. I thought the dissension. I actually thought the match was going to go the other way, where we would see maybe them turn on Sammy, or maybe Roman would get so pissed off at Jay. I just thought something would break down between the bloodline. So that's why I thought the Brutes would win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, that it would just because Roman's the leader. He just needs to rally. He would have to rally the troops. Like, okay, I can't leave it to Sammy no more. I gotta do this. It's falling apart. Him and Paul will have to kind of come together and make this thing work again. I think that adds intrigue. Like when you had like Rob talked about it, like when Brock Lesnar was just beating everybody, beat the Undertaker, he was just couldn't beat him. What they do? Insert Goldberg, beats the man in 90 seconds, and now all of a sudden Brock Lesnar is relevant again. So
I think for right now, where WWE is, I just did not see any match Roman is involved in where there's a loss right now. Right now, he is the guy. They're pushing him to the next stratosphere. He is the guy. He's a double champ. They just right now they're not letting him take any L's. And I was scared at that Clash of Castle. Like, crap, they're gonna give Drew these damn belts. But they told him, nope, go screw yourself. No one is beating Roman for the four. Well, here's what I think is going to happen now with Seth losing the U.S. title. I think come Rumble time, you got to go back to Seth versus Roman for one of those belts. And honestly, I could see Seth versus KO versus Roman triple threat. And one of them two could take the pin to get at least one of those belts off Roman. He can't, with both of them, this just can't keep happening. This just can't.
well, I'm hoping they come up with a different belt. Just one singular belt. I'm sorry. Walking around with two belts just looks ridiculous. Okay. They're unified, which means one. Come up with a concept art. It's not that hard, and make one championship and let that be it. Because you're doing all this work for the U.S. title. Why waste all of that just to give Raw a world championship again?
I think that they're. Go ahead, Rob.
No, I'll make it quick. I've always said I think there should just be one world champion in WWE, and they should have to work both shows.
But Roman's not doing that.
No, like I said to Big E on one of our previous podcasts, he don't even want to work the one show he's on.
There you go. So, so I think they have to go. I think what they're going. I'm not disagreeing with you guys. I like the idea of one world champion working both shows, but that's not happening right now. And Raw has said they want the top championship, and I think they're going to have to figure out a way to split them up. And I think the Royal Rumble is the time to do it. And even if you go Rock versus Roman Reigns, there really doesn't need to be any belt involved, let alone both.
Yeah, I think when Roman loses, he'll just lose both belts. And I don't think it's going to happen until at the earliest Mania. I guess I just, like you said, I think the scenario you have, good brother, about him losing a triple threat where he doesn't actually get pinned, that does make sense. And, I think you could sell that one. I'd be okay with that. Even though I just said I like having one champion, but if they're insistent on having another champion on Raw, I guess that would be the best way to go about it.
Yeah, I just think that I think we're all saying the same thing, and they put so much work into that U.S. title match tonight.
It did,
and to me, that's how you elevate a championship. You don't elevate it by just having challenges every Monday night. No. Have people lay it all out on the line and like scrapping for this thing. That gives something worth. Okay.
Yeah.
They did that tonight, and I appreciate it. I know it's been a while since we've done the show. We didn't get to, man, life has been hitting me upside the head lately with thing after thing after thing. Between work and then I had been showdown, but I had my best friend growing up. He lost his mother, and I was really close with her too. Like, she treated me like a son. We lived across the street from each other, so for 22 years we lived across the street from each other. So imagine watching and almost living you see each other she and her go to work every day, and then him and I riding the bus together, and she used to take us to the movies, and she was his biggest supporter. It's just tough, but that work, and then Thanksgiving. we said. We prefaced it that hey, holiday season coming up, it's gonna be tough to get on here more often. But when I can, that's why I try to add the gaming as well, because that's easy for me because I can do a stream, post it, and that's easier to do. But there will be more on the way. But I'm gonna say again, this time of year things will be a little more spaced out just because the holidays, and it's important, and this is the time of year I get the biggest honeydew list. My wife does not shy away. I need this, and this, and I need it now. Before you driving home, hey, you driving home? Okay, I need you to go get this and this. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Yep.
While you out there, go and get this too. All right. And when you get home, hang this stuff. Shit. But it's a blessing to have. So thank you guys for coming on. I know it's late, so I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. Survivor Series to me was a hit. I mean, Triple H, the new eras, the new regime seems to be going really well. Hopefully they bring it back to Chicago one year and we can go back to War Games. That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely. Or I don't know. When is it? Do y'all know when the next event in Chicago is gonna be?
I looked. I haven't seen nothing. We don't got nothing coming.
Okay. Well, Rob and I did go to Hell in a Cell, so that was the last time they were here.
Yeah, that was in June.
That was in June. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll get money. I tell you what, we get Money in the Bank. We going.
I heard he's not going to keep Money in the Bank. I heard that he's not going to make that. Like, there's no more Hell in a Cell.
I know there's no more Hell in a Cell, which I'm
there's no
okay
more.
with.
There's no more TLC. I think they canceled day one.
They canceled day one.
I don't know if he's going to keep Money in the Bank as a pay per view. I hope he does because I love that. But I heard this might be just a match at Mania.
I liked that when it was just a match at Mania. I just think that's just a better place for it. I think sometimes when you build these pay-per-views around a whole, just one match, I think it I don't know. To me, most of them have just been disappointing. I
don't think he ever was a fan of that.
Yeah, I think what Triple H is doing is good. The Hell in the Cell match every year, to me, that shouldn't be something you see, but every once in a while, and it should be in special cases, and it should always be awesome. We've seen so many. And it's hard on the wrestlers because you've seen so many. It's hard to come up with something new and original to do inside.
Right.
And I think it's the same thing with these ladder matches. So I think by seeing less of them, sometimes less is more. You've heard that phrase, and I think that might be the case with some of these matches. And I'm hoping that's what Triple H is going for.
Yeah, definitely. I love what he's doing. Maybe not everything, but I think the company's going in the right direction, and there is definitely 10 times more effort than being put in than it was before. I listened to our Extreme Rules show from 2021 when they only had one Extreme Rules match. It was Roman versus Demon Finn.
Valor, yeah.
And that was a painful show. That was an MJ Book, one of MJ Book's shining moments right there. He was
that was a crap show.
Yeah,
that was a crap show.
Yeah, that thing was bad.
It was bad.
That was a crappy show.
But the thing we said on that show was they're just phoning it in. They're just giving us shit, and they're like, "Oh, you're gonna watch anyway." Here it is. But thank you all for watching and listening. Check us out on Instagram at Third Generation Wrestling Podcast, Twitter podcast_third, email us at thirdgenwrestling@gmail.com. Twitch and TikTok is Third Generation Wrestling Pod. There is I've been doing some gaming, so check it if you are a gamer, you want to watch, you play God of War, you check it out. Live streams on Twitch, or when I post the post feed on YouTube and check those out. What is the next pay-per-view?
Are they doing something next month?
I don't think so, because day one's canceled. There's no TLC.
I didn't know day one was canceled. So
Yeah.
I have no idea. I guess the Rumble. Now I know NXT is doing Deadline in a couple of weeks, but outside of that, I don't know.
Our movie review for December will be, I don't know how's it gonna go, but Rob liked it, so I maybe I'll like it too. It's a Star Wars Christmas special. We're gonna review that for Christmas this year.
I enjoyed it. I don't want to say too much, but
yeah, I've never seen it. I've heard a lot of stuff about it, but I've never seen it. So I'll definitely check that out, and we'll be reviewing that for Christmas, and probably a lot of reaction videos and gaming videos in between then and now. Because Christmas, I'll be busy for work. I know a lot of us will be busy shopping and trying to get stuff ready and all that good stuff. And I had to quick story. So we do the Elf on the Shelf for the kids. Y'all don't know what that is.
We're doing it.
And she bought it last year. And she gave me the duty of hiding him after Christmas was over. And I could have swore I put him behind the bar. And I went looking for him last night. Shit. I couldn't find him. Went grab my phone, like, please, Target. They had it. I bought that shit so fast.
So what is that? I guess I don't know what
so
it is.
It's the elf. He's supposed to be, I can't talk that loud, Christian. So you get the elf, you put him in the house, you put him in different places every day. It's an elf sent from the North Pole. He's keeping an eye on the kids, make sure they're being good. So
make sure they're being good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're doing it this year.
Okay. Y'all got young kids. Yeah, so that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised kids today believe in Santa Claus. They got the internet and all that stuff. I'm surprised any of these kids believe in Santa Claus at all.
We keep them away from all that.
Okay, good.
But yeah, because she messaged me today. She was like, "Where's the elf?" I was like, "I bought it's at Target."
Yeah. Hey, just say that. That's the best. That's the best hiding place I could think of. Kids will never find it.
I just knew. I was like, if I can't find it, I better buy a new one. I better have an answer. Because if it's, I don't know, that ain't gonna fly.
So I'm looking right now. I don't see another show. I don't see nothing for December. So are we sure the day one's canceled? Because this is a long time from now to the Rumble.
Yeah, I hadn't heard it was canceled.
I heard it was canceled.
I heard it was too. We'll see. It's because the Rumble is at the end of January, so that's 2 months from now.
But it might be a good thing. This will give them a chance to maybe build up some good stories and some good matches. Instead of having to come up with new rivalries every 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's true too. That's true too.
Yeah, build story, and you can do stuff on TV. Have matches on TV like the Braun and I'm not LA Knight and Bray. You could do that on TV. You don't have to drag it out and wait till the Rumble. And I don't really know what they're doing with Bray, but
hey man, once again, I just think the promos, they're doing too much with the promos. I remember when he was the Fiend, and once they did the reveal, I'm like, okay, let's just take it to the ring now. I just got bored.
But I just feel like they got to the ring with the Fiend faster than this. This is
well, I think they did. I think you're right, and that's my worry with this is that it's interesting, but
when the Fiend got in the ring and faced Finn Balor, it was cool,
right?
Yeah, it was.
This
I don't know, because there was a lot of Firefly Funhouse segments, but I liked them, but that went on for weeks.
It did. I don't know. I guess because he already revealed that I'm not doing the Fiend shit. I'm not doing that shit, the old shit either. I'm this new Bray Wyatt. But he just comes out and says the same a version of
Cryptic
the
stuff.
same thing every week, and it's just, and then you have
Uncle Howdy.
Uncle Howdy coming on the screen, and it's like, okay,
We gotta get some.
at some point this has to go somewhere. They brought in LA Knight, and I thought that, okay, maybe they would give him a feud real quick, like a warm-up feud, for both of them, really. And,
Yeah.
but it's like, you didn't even have LA Knight come out the other day.
Yeah, I didn't watch SmackDown this Friday, so they didn't continue that.
It did. He brought up LA Knight, but LA Knight didn't come out. So it was like, well, what the hell point is this?
Okay. Oh well, let's just see how this goes.
It was just another Uncle Howdy cryptic type thing, and I'm all about slow builds. I mean, like we said tonight, the thing with Jay and Sammy paid off, but that was way more intriguing, and you could relate to somebody being in the group, trying to be in the cool kids, and just standing out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
But all right, y'all. Take it easy. Have a great week. We will get back with y'all hopefully some point this week with a reaction video or something. Check out gaming though. There will be gaming vids almost every day. And be on the lookout for that Star Wars Christmas special movie review coming soon. Good brother. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming on. I know you're busy, man.
And thanks for having me. It's always a pleasure.
And Ambassador, send us home.
All right. Well, we want to say thanks to all the listeners. Marlo, thank you for listening. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We know it's been tough getting content out. It's a busy time of year. It's the holiday season. We all work. We got jobs, but we're going to get it out. And I got to say a special happy birthday. We're recording on Saturday. Today was my mom's birthday. So I love you, Mom. And happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Wow, I didn't know her birthday was so close to my son's.
Man, you know, my mom's birthday is in November, and then my dad, before he passed away, God rest his soul, his birthday is in December. Yeah, so
you know, all my kids
birthdays, man, killing me.
Yeah, you know, all my kids are November, December.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I sent some money, and I'm about to send some more stuff here pretty soon.
I know.
I had to give your nephew had to give him some money. His
I know.
birthday
Yeah, he's right in the middle.
Yeah, man. Y'all killing me with these.
Yeah. Sorry. Well, it's kind of, you know, you get hit one time a year, and the rest of the year you can chill.
Yeah. That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
I got my mother's birthday, my wife's birthday, and then Christmas. So I'm right there. Yeah. I take a beating.
Yeah. My daughter's birthday is 5 days before Christmas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Shoot, my wife's is, let me see, 5, 6, 7? Something like that, yeah. A week.
Something like that. I hope you know your wife's birthday before she come on and beat you up.
I know the date. It's about a week, right? Yeah, about a week before Christmas.
Yeah. All right. Take it easy, y'all. We'll get back with y'all soon. Peace.
All right.